I'm alive. I'm alive. Okay, well, this is gonna be kind of strange. Okay, I'm still inking, but um, my cousin Shota just came here from Japan, and he asked what I wanted from Japan because I live by like 3 different Japanese stores, so I can pretty much come on, I can pretty much get anything I want from Japan, but there's this one thing that I just love that you cannot get in America anymore, and I'll let you guess what it is. It's Konnyaku. Um, so Konnyaku, for those of you who don't know, is it's a yam that grows in Japan, um, and it's like chocked full of hyaluronic acid. Um, Hyaluronic acid is the stuff in your body that, like, you have a lot of it in your hands, which is why your fingertips don't scar. Babies have a ton of it in their system, which is why, like, they get cuts and stuff and they don't have really bad scars from when they're babies. It is a regenerative. It's a cellular regenerative, um, whatever compound in the human body. And Konnyaku, I mean, you can buy Konnyaku here, but you can't buy these. These are Konnyaku because the yam itself is like flavorless, and it turns into this gelatin, right? When they cook it and they create it and they make it into a gelatin called Konnyaku. Um, and so you can buy it like in bricks and you can cut it up, or you can buy it in noodles. I think they're called shirakuku noodles here in America. But they stopped selling Konnyaku in these delicious flavored jellies with this amazing texture. It's like this. Okay, so here. Now, let me keep telling you. Let me tell you more about Konnyaku, because there's this little village in Japan, and you can look this up after. They did a piece on it on like 2020 or something, decades ago. But there was this little village in Japan where the people there, they it's like kind of cut off and remote, so they can't grow rice. So the staple of their diet is Konnyaku yams, right? And like I was telling you how potent this stuff is with hyaluronic acid and how that's a cellular regenerative thing and whatnot. Hold on a second. What? Oh. um, so yeah, they did this piece, and people just have to come in here.
Do you think they can hear this?
Huh? Yeah, I think they can hear it. Can you guys hear her making all that noise? So anyways, yeah, like the people in this village, they like smoke and they eat whatever, but they live to be in their hundreds, and they're like, you know, active, and they're all out farming or playing games or whatever. They look like they're in their 50s or 60s, and they're like in their hundreds, um, because of how much hyaluronic acid is in their diet on a regular basis, right? But let me show you something. So these are the ones I used to be able to get in America. Is that how I maintain my youthful appearance? Ah. Yes, I'll blame it all on this stuff. So, in the old days, this is pretty much what? Oh, she wants one. They are wonderful and delicious. But they would come in these little sort of heart-shaped things, and you could get them in these giant buckets, or like almost pickle jar size plastic containers of these things. So when you open it up, like the ones they replaced them with, they're like more like a regular jelly. and like you open it up and all this water drips out of it and it's disgusting. But so these, it's not heart shaped because it's like, oh, how cute, it's a heart, everybody loves hearts. It's heart shaped because it's designed to be able to squeeze it out, boop, like that, right? Look at the gelatin on there, and it's just this wonderful like firm textured gelatin, unlike anything you're gonna find in America or from American groceries or anything like that. It's like really firm and chewy, but it's still a gelatin, and it's amazing. And like I said, it's flavorless. The yam itself is flavorless. So whenever they infuse it with any flavor, like shirakiku noodles, I think they're called shirakiku. Like my mom, or not my mom, my wife is gluten-free, and so I'll take the shirakiku noodles and I'll put them in the ramen base, and they just absorb the flavor of the ramen. So whatever you put them in, if you leave them in long enough, it absorbs the flavor. My mom brought over a bunch yesterday that she made, with soy sauce. So she made like a sugar and a soy, and she left it in there for like 4 hours, and it just absorbed all the flavors right into the bone. And then she cooked it up, and it was just so good. I ate like a giant bowl of the stuff yesterday. So anyways, you can't see me chew this, but it is just, the texture is so firm that you probably can't read this, because I can't, but my mom read it to me yesterday. It's a choking hazard. Right? I guess somebody somewhere choked on some of these. So what do they do in America when somebody chokes on something? They banned it.
It's like Kinder eggs.
Kinder eggs?
Kinder eggs were illegal for a long time.
Oh, really? So literally, you can't get these imported into America anymore. So that's why I had my cousin he brought like half a suitcase worth of this stuff because I love it so much. But here's the solution in Japan. You tell people, look out for old people and children, it is in English. In case of small child or aged person, this product may get stuck in his or her throat because of the product's elasticity and her weak chewing power. So, in Japan, they put warning signs, or they invented these fancy new things. My daughter wants one of everything. They invented these fancy new things where you can rip off the top, and instead of having a big chunk that you're going to choke on, you squeeze it out through this little thing, and it make little, nibble-sized portions. And then just keep doing it. But look how firm that is. It just maintains its shape.
ASMR.
What?
You're doing ASMR.
I'm doing ASMR. Yeah, Japan spit and truth. So, Japan, rather than making it so that nobody can enjoy this wonderful, delectable treat like they do in America, they freaking figured it out. Because it's like the first go-to here in America is...
You're right. America sucks.
Ban it. Ban everything. Make a law. Don't give people the freedom of choice to figure things out or suffer the consequences of delicious food. So anyways, that's it. If you want to get some simply for the benefit of the hyaluronic acid, then just go to any local, well, a lot of you probably don't have local Asian food stores, but if you have a local Asian food store, go and look it up. It's called Konnyaku, Konnyaku.
I think they can read that.
Oh, yeah, it's on my, it's the title of this, anyone. So, yeah, there's that. I'm going to hide these so my kids don't eat them all.
Are they both great?
they're both grape. I wanted to have the same thing. So, okay, now I'm gonna get back to my drawing. Back to my inking.
You're gonna draw Konnyaku?
I'm gonna draw some Konnyaku.
Because it's the
So
title.
I do. What, you think I should end this one now? There's
Well,
only 27
yeah,
people
'cause,
watching. That's all right. There will be no further Konnyaku. Okay, I'm gonna eat this one, but after that there will be no further Konnyaku. We can talk about it if you guys have questions.
My jaws are too weak.
This better not be spam. Does your wife still model? No, but she still dances the Argentine tango beautifully. You can scroll down my channel and see her dancing. That secret ingredient to God tier drawing. Yes, Konnyaku is it. I will have to check this out, all joking aside. Yeah, you should. But you can't check this out unless you know somebody from Japan. What's that stuff called? Konnyaku. That's cool, Mike. Have you heard from Gary Shipman today? I don't know. Let me check one. Nope. Gary has not messaged me today. Guess you can't check it out. Well, you can't check out the delicious. Oh, actually, you know what? Since it's flavorless, what you could probably do is get some, I don't know if it would infuse. You could get some of the flavorless one, rinse it out, because it kind of stinks like fish or something, right? When you open the bag, what's it smell like? Does it smell like fishy, Jill?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you just rinse it out, because that's the water. The water, it's always inside water. And you could probably, like, soak it in, I don't know, fruit juice or something, and it would absorb that flavor. So there's probably a way to make it here with the stuff that they do allow, which is, you know, or eat it the other way. What did I miss? You missed a short lesson in Konnyaku. I love good Japanese plum ice cream. Oh yeah, that's good. Freedom of choking. Absolutely. You have the right to kill yourself with your food. Japan has all the best toy robots too. No ban on Megatron either. No ban. There's a ban on Megatron? Oh, probably because he's a gun, huh? Even here in Nebraska. Oh, the Japanese place. It's not worth it if it doesn't try to kill you. The best foods do try to kill you. Crabs. Japan, truly our best ally. Say no to soy. It's hard to say no to soy when you're Japanese. It's a big part of our diet. Thank you for the cultural lesson. You're very welcome. Umbrella Guy is streaming also. That might be hurting your numbers. It's okay. One swell family. Hey, it's me, Sai. Hey, Sai. Don't say anything that's going to get you blocked, okay? Silas.
Who's Silas?
Guys, watch your manners. Silas is, what's he, 11 now? Just turned old. Is he 11 or 12? Alright, you guys are just talking to each other. That page is coming together nicely. Thank you, thank you. Marvel has 3 versions of Nighthawk. What? What is that? Where'd that come from? I could go back and answer some of those other questions. He's an experiment like me, except I'm a free-range biological experiment by the Army. Some get the brainy injections, others get the brawny injections. Depends on your MOS. It's a story I'm working on. All right, write that information down. Is there anything I find more difficult to draw? My daughter says that I can draw anything. Thank you, Eden.
I said I can draw anything.
Oh, you said you can
No,
draw
I'm
anything.
good.
It's difficult, as in, yeah, I mean difficulty level, like to do inorganic, so machinery or like cars, or like when you're referencing technology. Stop trying to turn my chair. You are. Um, because it requires, if I make a mistake while I'm doing these rocks or the trees or something, it's pretty much I mean, I'd have to make like egregious error
They use the same thing
for anybody to even notice it. But if you're doing like a car or an airplane or a gun or something, gosh, you really have to do that right outside my window? I need an office building. Get away from these people. So noisy. Yes, my real family, my YouTube family. See right there, that was a mistake, but nobody's ever gonna notice because it's organic, it's rock. I can just fudge my way around it. if I'm doing like say something has equidistant spokes on it, like in a car or a motorcycle or something like that, and you mess up the spacing on a flippin' spoke or on a grill or something, it's so obvious. Yeah, that I find that to be the most like tediously difficult stuff to work on. So I got very sick of drawing Transformers after 6 issues. What kind of Wacom do I have? I have an old Intuos. What kind of paper do I have? And can I print on 11 by 17 paper? Yes, this is actually very, very, very old Marvel paper. See here. It was a grit. I don't like this grit. I like smooth paper, but this has more tooth to it. But I was all out of my other paper, so I just grabbed some of this to work on. And yes, I have a Epson Workforce 7510, and it does print 11 by 17. So I can print my digital stuff out here, and then ink it with my not digital. What? Don't you have a phone?
I'm trying to find it.
Oh. Just put some drums with theme song. I said theme star again. That's so funny. Someone did a cartoon theme song for Cyberfrog and animated. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't see that. That's cool. Defenders of the Earth style. Where's a good place to buy them fine nibs, dude? Peephole Circus asked in the other stream. I mean Blick or wherever. Honestly, I'm using the same nibs I got from Tom McWeeny like 20 years ago. So because he was working at Wildstorm and he was an inker, he would work on a page. He would go through like 3 nibs per page. So he wanted to keep them super, super sharp. And so he would like use the nib. It would still essentially be brand new. And he would stick it in this jar. It's very distracting. And so I was like, dude, can I have all those nibs? And he's like, yeah. So I grabbed it. It was like seriously like a bowl full of nibs, just hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of nibs that were barely used. And I have about this many left from that time. So nibs for me can last, 3 to 5 pages. And then I also use brush as well. So yeah, I haven't had to actually buy nibs for I don't know, almost over 20 years. Yeah, almost 20 years. But it looks like I'll be needing to buy some pretty soon. Uh, make sure to say I do my thinking when I'm inking. Usually I try not to do my thinking and inking while I'm inking. I know I was saying that I did that earlier. That was kind of a misnomer. I just mean that I can add like different textures and stuff that I don't need to think about because they're so organic. That I could just do it in inks rather than drawing it in pencil and then just going back in and doing the same thing in inks. It's just a waste of time. Digital is nice and convenient to YouTube, but it's very satisfying to see you draw it with traditional methods. Yeah, I agree. That's exactly why I was doing it that way. I'll probably have my 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 brain. Oh, my ostrich neck stand to stand for my phone and my iPad stuff. I'll probably focus more on doing pencils on the paper because I think you can still see the blue lines, right? You can see these blue lines. All right. Oh my gosh, he is spraying water around out there. Okay. All right, that was it for the last stream. That's good. I can catch back up to what you guys are saying now. Scrolling up for more. Scrolling down for more. Savage Konnyaku. It's also known as Konnyaku potato, devil's tongue, voodoo lily. Ooh, voodoo lily has a nice ring to it. That's interesting. Do you know if it's grown anywhere else besides Japan? I think it's probably native to Japan, but or maybe not. Maybe they brought it over from Korea when the Koreans came to Japan. What are you doing, Cross? Oh, you're just talking to each other. What about animals? Are there any animals that are a bit animals? Challenging animals. Well, all animals are challenges if I'm not used to drawing them. Like horses are fairly easy for me, although I don't get the anatomy perfect every single time. But I learned them at a young age. But what I do with animals, generally speaking, is reference, because I don't draw them enough to just have all of their little bits and pieces memorized. So if I want a natural-looking animal, I will definitely be using reference to get them right. I think my characters are different enough. That's cool. Subscribe to. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh wait, you subscribe to each other. Do you like to draw people more or monsters more? I don't know. I think they're both fun. I think drawing anything can be fun and a challenge. So I can't really say. The one thing I got tired of drawing was Transformers. I mean, I was very, very excited to do Transformers when I first got offered the gig. But yeah, like I was saying before, after drawing 6 issues of Robots in Disguise, it was like, I never want to draw these again. And I even turned down commissions at conventions when people asked me to draw Transformers for them. I'm like, no, I'm done. I think I've done like 2 in my entire career in conventions. I've done maybe two commissions of Transformers since I did the Transformers book. So yeah, I don't think I would. It would matter how much they paid me to keep doing it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to do. I wouldn't want to do. It's just too much work. Not that I'm afraid of work, but it's just grating. I need a loan to Lone Star now. I'm watching Mike and eating. Oh, good for you. Struggles of a Hoppa Man. Take my phone. Cool cross. Cool cross? What kind of ink do I use? Platinum carbon. I'm currently using... Where's the bottle? I'm currently using a Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star Waterproof India. It is a sort of a flat finish, like if you can see, I don't know if you can see here, but from the light, it's like it doesn't, you have to layer upon layer upon layer to get it to get any kind of a gloss, and that's good. But then the thing about ink is once in a while it'll start dehydrating because you know you leave it open all the time, and I don't want to just add water to it to sort of get it back to its natural consistency, because water, it's just, I don't know, it's easier to take a thinner ink like this Speedball Super Black, and I'll just add some of this to it, and it'll thin up, but it won't thin up too much like it would with water. I just add some right now. But one thing you don't want to do is ink with ink that is too thick. That's started coagulating. It's just, it is not bueno. Ski a janai. Yo. Then you been back for 20 minutes. Did you even chew your food? It was one hamburger, and I didn't have fries. Well, I had a couple fries, but I try not to eat too many fries nowadays. Those carbs. Gotta get them carbs. Gotta get them carbs. At some point, I'm gonna realize that I'm paying too much time and effort into these silly little rocks. But you know what? I want this to be like the best book I've ever done, so for me that means putting detail where detail is warranted. And it's easy. I can do it while I'm talking. All right. Oh, cool. I had one fine nib, and finding a box of nice ones isn't easy. It's not. It's not easy to get good nibs. They do have burrs and whatnot, but you can train a nib. I mean, if at first it's giving you a problem, that burr will grind down. If you want to accelerate that process, and this can be a little tricky, go to, yeah, I think they have it at Home Depot. Go to Home Depot, get some 800 grit sandpaper. It's basically jewelry. It's used for polishing metal, and you can just wet your nib and grind it just like you're drawing. Just draw with it a little bit on that paper, and then, I mean, just do like, you know, a couple strokes on it, then test it on paper. Just a couple strokes, test it on paper until you have, because you can save some of those, because, you know, they're just stamped metal, so they do have burrs. They are imperfect, but you can save them with that technique. Not every single time, but, you know, if you're going to buy a box of nibs, then it's a good thing to invest in. Do you ever get driver errors for your web? I have not, no. But I have a Mac. I don't know if that makes any difference. I know that like Adobe is designed for Macs. I think Wacom's might have been too. So, do you like any of the Japanese pens? Yeah, I use. Well, for line work, it's all worn off. You can't even read it. I use the Copic multiliners. just like Ethan does, except for is that drying out? Oh, it's drying out. All right. I tend not to buy these ones. I tend to buy the gray ones because they're disposable, and I like throwing things away. Ethan just throws these away, and they're made out of aluminum, and they're way more expensive. This is like 3 times the cost to get this than it is to get the disposable one. And then he doesn't even refill them. He buys them. They're the refillable ones. You take the back off. Oh my gosh. You take the back off here, and you just pop a new inkwell in. But he doesn't even do that. He just throws them away. Whatever. And then for brushwork and whatnot, I like to get these Bemojis. These are fantastic. They give you actually a really nice tip 4 times out of 5. I mean, like, high quality, fine tip. The ink takes a little longer to dry than an India ink, but it's got a great water fastness to it. So yeah, emojis, they're a little hard to find. Where is it has them now? There's an art store here in town that carries them now, but they're not like a national brand art store. They don't have them at Blick. You can get them at Kinokuniya if there's a Kinokuniya near you. Otherwise, good luck hunting that down. But yeah, those are the best pens, the best Japanese pens I know. It always ends up happening to artists. Where'd that go? When you become a materials hoarder, I can't tell you how many microns or Copic markers I have. Yeah, and then you don't want to throw them away in case you really need them, so you just end up with piles and piles of dry pen. Mike, your potential Injustice fans, where are they to be found? Online. Isaac, why are you doing that? You know who has them all? Comic Storian and Comics Island and who's that other guy? All those guys that have gotten, tens and hundreds of thousands of subs because of the Injustice books. I need them. I need them. So, I don't know. I don't know how to access them because I can't just force my way onto their channels, and they don't really do interviews, so I can't really. I don't know. Where there's a will, there's a way. But can anybody close the door in this house? Barely saw blue lines and not at all. Yeah, you can't see them, huh? It's hard to see. So that's what I was worried about. Because I pencil with blue line, and I'm just worried that. Here, let me do a test. Because granted, these. Oh my gosh. Honey, Konnyaku's right here. There's like 20 bags in the closet.
What is this one?
What was I looking for? Oh yeah, my pencil. Okay. So, all right, here. Let's do a test. What's happening? Is my phone heating up? Oh. I think I'm going to try to end this because the core is melting. That's right. Phones overheat and they stop working. Okay, I'm going to check out. Peace.